In the Gospels, Jesus gave a very special gift to all people, his own mother, to be a mother to us all. This video is dedicated to Mary, our beloved mother. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tara and I'm a Catholic revert. For the past few years, I've been working really hard to deepen my relationship with Mary, our mother. And in today's video, I wanted to share just a few simple things that have helped me to deepen my relationship with Mary. The first way to get closer to Mary is by simply spending time in her presence. If you think about any human relationship, to get closer to a person, you need to spend time with them and just get to know them and understand them. And our relationship with Mary is really no different. You can get closer to Mary simply by talking to her like she's a trusted friend. And for me, what I find to be most helpful is to sit in front of a statue of Mary, like the one that's in my church, which I absolutely love. I find that when I'm sitting in front of the statue of Mary, that it makes it a lot easier for me to focus my mind and to really meditate about her life, to kind of wonder what her life was like and what she went through, and also to just pour out my heart to her and just talk to her about whatever's on my mind. I find that it's definitely helpful to have a visual of some kind. And even when I can't be at church, I have a few different visuals that I use at home. One is a framed picture that I have of the statue, which I really love. So I'll take this picture sometimes and I'll just sit in front of it and just spend time in Mary's presence and just talk to her. And it's also really helpful too to have prayer cards. I find that with me, having a couple of prayer cards with me, either on my desk while I'm working or take one in my bag if I'm going somewhere, I find that having these prayer cards with images of Mary makes it a lot easier for me to just connect with her throughout the day. So whenever I have a spare moment, I'll just take out one of my prayer cards and I'll just say a prayer to Mary and just spend more time in her presence. This practice has been really, really powerful for helping me to cultivate a closer relationship with her. The second way to get closer to Mary is by praying the Rosary. So the thing about the Rosary is that it might look like you're just reciting a bunch of prayers, but the Rosary is really so much more than that. It also involves meditating on the lives of Jesus and Mary. And in that way, it's not only a rote prayer, it's also a mental prayer, which is a much deeper form of prayer. But even more than that, the Rosary is an extremely powerful prayer. And we have many of our saints have talked about just how powerful it is and how it's such a great way to protect ourselves against evil. Saints such as Padre Pio were really stressed just how powerful the Rosary was and a really powerful spiritual weapon against all the things of the world that would pull us away from God. It's also worth mentioning that in many of the Marian apparitions, the ones that are accepted by the Church, Mary stresses the power of the Rosary too. In fact, when she appeared to the 3 shepherd children at Fatima, she told them that they needed to pray the Rosary daily for the world. And if we pray the Rosary daily, it's a really incredible way to connect with Our Lady and to become closer with her. And even if you don't have the time to sit down and say a whole rosary, you can just say 1 decade of the rosary, or you can carry a rosary around with you and just recite a few prayers whenever you have a free moment. And I personally too just find it really comforting to have a rosary with me. And it just really makes me remember that I'm not alone, that I have Our Lady there with me. The third way that we can get closer to Mary is by reading one of the many beautiful books that are dedicated to her. And there are countless books out there, but the one that I'm going to focus on today is The World's First Love by Bishop Fulton Sheen. And Bishop Sheen had a really powerful devotion to the Blessed Mother throughout his life. And in this book, he gives us insights into the life of Mary, and also about how Mary can guide us and help us to cope with life in the modern world, where we so desperately need her help and her intervention. And out of all the 68 books that he wrote, Bishop Sheen said that this one was his absolute favorite. And after reading the book, I can totally see why, because this book just moved me so deeply and gave me a far more profound closeness to Our Lady. So I absolutely highly recommend this book. So these are 3 simple ways that you can get closer to Our Lady. Now there's so many other ways you can get closer to her, but for me, I found that simple was better, and these fit into my daily life really easily. And I'm able to do them consistently, which I think is so important for cultivating that deeper relationship with Mary. I also just wanted to mention that if you're new to the Rosary and would like to learn how to say it, I have another video as well that's a step-by-step tutorial where I walk you through how to say the Rosary. So if that's something you're interested in, you should definitely check out that video as well. Thank you so much for being here, and have a very blessed day.